In this video we are going to finish up with the basic HTML template. What I'm going to show you is how to set it up so that your web page will be equally viewable on a mobile device, tablet, as a computer. If you don't do this, then when you take a look at your web pages that you've created on a mobile device, then perhaps you won't get what you expect. That maybe the actual text on the screen will be too small, you won't be able to find areas to click, so we're going to just give the browser some instructions on setting up for a mobile device. And following on from that, I'm just going to show you where to find all the HTML tags for this doctype and HTML5. So the code, they're called meta tags and they appear in the head. What I'm going to do is just insert them after the title. So we start off with the tag called meta, and this tag is going to be a little bit different because we're just not going to close it off as we did before. We're going to keep it open and we're going to give it some parameters, and it's these parameters that instruct the browser about your mobile device. In fact, most tags also contain parameters. You can change the styles of the page, what happens to the tags, by adding these parameters. So this one I'm going to do, I'm going to set a parameter called name, and that I'm going to set to be something called a viewport. I'm not going to explain what these tags do. I'm going to leave that for you to find out at some stage. So there we go, I've got my viewport. The next parameter is going to be what the content is. Content is equal to, now these have to be exact. For some unknown reason my keyboard is playing up. These have to be exact. You can't just guess what they are. There's plenty of information about them, and I will show you that shortly. So I'm going to say that the width of the page is equal to the device. So whatever the device is that's showing it, the device width. So it's going to find out what the device width is, and then I'm going to set what I call the initial scale to be equal to 1. Okay, so that just says that the scale of the web page is going to be the width of the screen. And then I'm going to say, well, you can't scale it, you can't change it. Use scale equals no. And that is the set of parameters for my meta tag. I'm going to have two meta tags. That's the first one. The second one is I'm going to tell the browser what kind of character set that the browser should take, and I'm going to specify it explicitly. The character set is going to be UTF-8. Seems that my keyboard has gone either to sleep or is giving me strange characters. UTF-8. When you're doing database work, again, you will probably use UTF-8 character set, so that you can use different languages, not just English. You can use Chinese, Japanese, Arabic, and this character set is saying that that is permissible. Without that, you might find that either your web page doesn't display properly or your database doesn't work properly. So there we go. That's my two meta tags. First thing I'm going to do is actually go over to the validator, and I'm going to check that. So if I just paste it into here and click check, hopefully we'll get no errors. There we go, no errors showing, so that's correct. I would save that then again as my template, which I have done here. You might also want to save that as your index.html, it's up to you. Right, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take a look at what this really means, show you where to find the information. In fact, I'm going to copy that and just plonk it into the browser. and see where it takes us. And there we go. The top link for W3 Schools, very good place to go for information on all sorts of things. If you want to learn about CSS, JavaScript, SQL, PHP, this is a really good reference guide for it. So this is the HTML doctype declaration, and it's telling you a little bit about it, how to use it, what it means, the type of browsers that are supported. Okay, so if you're using any of these browsers, then you know that this is going to be supported. If you're using, or your client is using a different browser, we can't guarantee the support. We have moved over now into HTML5, which is called dynamic HTML. And if we take a look at this, the HTML elements and the doc types, it's going to tell you, hopefully, there we go, it's going to give us a big table of all the tags we can use. Now, depending on where you get your information from for learning HTML, you might use a tag which is no longer supported. So for example, we can see here the acronym tag was in earlier versions 4.01 or XHTML. It was supported in those browsers, but it's no longer supported in HTML5. And if we scroll down, we'll see that there are some things such as the BDI tag which is supported in HTML5 but not supported in any of the older browsers. So really, when you're writing your web pages now, if you're doing any tutorials on them, use this list to find out what is the permissible tag that you can use in your web page. Okay, there's quite a few of them. I'm certainly not going to go into many of them. There's far too many for me to go through, and to be honest, I haven't used a lot of them myself in all the years I've been programming web pages. So that's for you, that's some reference, some information. From now on, we're going to start looking at writing HTML code, writing PHP code, writing JavaScript code, writing SQL. We're going to take a few tutorials on that sort of thing.